Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be taking a look at the 12 motorcycles that are so reliable they never die. Number 4. Polestar 2. The Polestar 2 earns its spot as one of the worst electric cars in 2026 mainly because the numbers do not add up for US buyers. With prices hovering around $50,000 and quickly climbing higher with basic add-ons, expectations are naturally high. What buyers get in return is a car that struggles to compete where it matters most today. Real-world driving range often comes in lower than advertised, especially on highways and in colder states, forcing more charging stops than many owners expect. Public fast charging is not always cheap in the US, and those extra stops translate directly into higher running costs and lost time. Another major problem is ownership support. Polestar still has a limited service and dealer footprint across the country. For many owners, routine service or software issues mean long wait times or traveling far from home, which hurts confidence in long-term ownership. This becomes more frustrating when you factor in resale value. In 2026, the Polestar 2 depreciates faster than several rivals, meaning owners take a bigger hit when it is time to sell or trade in. That is real money lost, not just a spec sheet issue. When buyers look at the full dollar picture, purchase price, charging costs, service access, and resale, the Polestar 2 simply does not deliver enough value to justify its cost in today's EV market. Overall, the Polestar 2 asks premium money but gives back too little, making it a weak choice for cost-focused electric car buyers in 2026. Number 3. Rivian R1T. Rivian R1T lands on the list of worst electric vehicles in 2026 mostly because it costs far more than most buyers expect for what you actually get. Starting prices are well into six figures once you add options, and for that level of dollars, buyers want a truck that performs every day and holds its value. In practice, many R1T owners report that the promised capability does not match the real-world experience. Range figures on highway trips often fall short, forcing frequent stops that reduce the convenience of EV ownership and add to charging costs. Compared to other EV trucks, the Rivian R1T's range per dollar is weak, and that hits hard when calculating total cost of ownership. Beyond that, reliability concerns have dogged early Rivian vehicles. And even in 2026, there are reports of software glitches and mechanical issues that require dealer visits. With Rivian's limited service network in the US, that can mean long waits and extra travel, which translates into more time and money spent. Resale value has not been kind to the R1T either, with depreciation steeper than most competitors, leaving owners with less equity if they try to sell or trade in just a few years later. In short, the Rivian R1T asks a lot of money, but returns too little real value for drivers focused on everyday cost and reliability. Number 2. Toyota BZ4X. Toyota BZ4X ends up on the list of worst electric cars in 2026 because it asks buyers to accept too many compromises for the money, especially in the US market where competition is fierce. Prices start in the high 30,000s and quickly rise with options, but what you get feels dated compared to rivals in the same range. EPA range figures are modest, and real-world highway driving often sees those figures dip even lower, which means more frequent charging stops and higher charging costs over time. For buyers who want an EV that makes longer trips without constant stops, the BZ4X misses the mark. Toyota's caution with EV tech also shows up in performance and features. Acceleration and overall power feel weak compared to most electric crossovers at similar prices, and the infotainment system lags behind the smoother, faster systems offered by competitors. Resale value, long a strong point for Toyota, is not as strong with the BZ4X because demand has lagged and depreciation has hit harder than expected. That means owners may take a bigger loss when selling or trading in, which is a real dollar concern for US buyers thinking long-term. Overall, the Toyota BZ4X simply costs too much to own and operate relative to what it delivers in 2026. Number 1. Tesla Cybertruck. Tesla's Cybertruck lands as one of the worst electric vehicles in 2026 because the real costs and compromises outweigh what buyers are led to expect. Starting prices have crept up well past original estimates, and with options, many models sit in the six-figure range, yet the finished product still shows rough fit and finish that feels out of step with the dollars spent. Buyers are paying top-tier prices but getting a truck that often needs frequent charging on long hauls, which adds time and extra cost at public chargers. In cold weather and heavy loads, range can drop significantly, making real-world performance less efficient than other EV pickups. Ownership costs add up in other ways too. Insurance premiums for the Cybertruck remain high, partly because of its unusual design and repair costs. Tesla's service and parts network is broader than some, but repair wait times and out-of-pocket bills still surprise many owners. Depreciation has also been harsher than anticipated, leaving some early buyers with less equity when they try to sell or trade in their Cybertruck a few years down the line. For many U.S. buyers focused on cost and everyday usability, the Cybertruck does not deliver enough to justify its steep price. In the end, high purchase price, weak real range, high insurance costs, and poor value retention make the Tesla Cybertruck a tough sell in 2026. Now let's take a look at better alternatives. Number 5 on the best electric cars list is the Kia EV6. The Kia EV6 earns its place as one of the best electric cars in 2026 because it delivers strong range, quick acceleration, and solid charging performance at a price that makes sense for many buyers in the USA. On a full charge, it offers real-world range that works well for daily commuting and highway driving, cutting down the stress of frequent charging. Fast charging capability is a big reason it stands out, adding a large chunk of range in a short stop, which matters for road trips and busy schedules. Starting prices sit around the mid-$40,000 range before incentives, making it more attainable than many rivals while still feeling premium on the road. The EV6 feels stable at highway speeds, smooth in city traffic, and confident when you need to pass or merge, which gives it broad appeal for both families and solo drivers. Build quality and reliability expectations are strong, backed by Kia's reputation and warranty coverage, which adds value over time and helps lower long-term ownership worries. For buyers watching fuel savings and maintenance costs, the EV6 keeps running costs low compared to gas vehicles, making the dollars add up over the years. Overall, the Kia EV6 proves that in 2026 you can get strong electric performance, useful range, and smart pricing in one well-rounded package. Number 4. Hyundai Ioniq 7. Hyundai Ioniq 7 stands out in 2026 as one of the best electric cars for USA buyers because it blends long range, efficient use of dollars, and strong performance in a package that feels ready for everyday life and longer trips. With a targeted range that competes with top EVs, the Ioniq 7 lets drivers cover serious miles between charges, which means fewer stops and more time on the road. Fast charging capability adds to its appeal, helping you top up quickly at DC fast chargers during busy travel days. Starting prices are positioned to offer real value in its segment, giving buyers a spacious electric SUV option without going deep into luxury price levels, especially when federal and state EV incentives are factored in. Ownership costs are lower than gas cars because there is no fuel to buy and fewer moving parts to maintain, which adds up in savings over the years. The Ioniq 7 also tends to hold its resale value well in a market where demand for capable EVs remains strong, helping protect the investment you make today. In short, the Ioniq 7 earns its place among the top electric cars in 2026 with range, performance, and strong value for the dollar. Number 3. Lucid Gravity. Lucid Gravity earns its spot as one of the best electric cars in 2026 by bringing strong range, power, and value that stands out for USA buyers willing to pay for a premium electric SUV experience. With range figures that push past many competitors, it cuts down the need for frequent charging on long hauls, which makes it easier to plan trips without hunting for plugs. Charging speed is a key strength, adding meaningful miles in a short stop at a fast charger, which saves time and keeps travel efficient. Pricing starts higher than mainstream EVs, but the performance, range, and tech you get make the dollars feel justified for buyers who want a top-tier electric SUV. On the road, the Gravity feels solid and sure, with smooth acceleration and steady handling whether you are commuting or crossing states. Ownership costs are lower than traditional gas SUVs because you skip fuel costs and deal with fewer mechanical parts over time, which adds up in savings. Reliability expectations and long warranties also help protect your purchase in the years ahead, giving peace of mind as EV tech continues to mature. Resale value tends to stay strong too, which matters when it comes time to sell or trade in down the road. Overall, Lucid Gravity earns praise in 2026 for range, speed, and overall value that match what many buyers want in a top electric SUV. Number 2. Kia EV9. Kia EV9 earns its high spot among the best electric cars in 2026 because it delivers the kind of range, road presence, and long-term value that many USA buyers are actively looking for right now. With a full charge, the EV9 provides enough real-world range to handle long highway drives and daily use without constant charging stops, which is a major reason buyers trust it for family and work needs. Fast charging support makes a clear difference on longer trips, letting drivers add serious miles in a short break, instead of planning the day around charging stations. Pricing starts in a competitive bracket for a large electric SUV, and once federal and state incentives are applied, the overall dollar value becomes hard to ignore when compared to gas-powered alternatives. On the road, the EV9 feels stable, calm, and predictable at higher speeds, which helps build confidence during long drives and heavy traffic. Running costs stay low thanks to electricity being cheaper than fuel in most states and fewer service needs over time, saving thousands of dollars across ownership. Kia's warranty coverage also adds financial comfort, reducing concerns about future repairs as the vehicle ages. Strong demand for well-sized electric SUVs helps support resale value, making the EV9 a smarter financial move than many buyers expect. Overall, the Kia EV9 proves that in 2026, a large electric SUV can deliver range, comfort on the road, and strong dollar value in one package. Number 1. Hyundai Ioniq 5. The Hyundai Ioniq 5 earns the top spot as one of the best electric cars in 2026 because it hits the sweet spot between range, performance, charging speed, and price for buyers in the USA. Real-world range is strong enough to handle daily driving and long highway runs without constant charging stops, which makes ownership easier and less stressful. One of its biggest advantages is fast charging, allowing drivers to add a large amount of range in a short time at DC fast chargers, a huge plus for road trips and busy schedules. Pricing starts in the low to mid $40,000 range before incentives, and with federal tax credits and state rebates, the effective cost can drop to a level that undercuts many rivals. On the road, it feels smooth, stable, and quick off the line, giving drivers confidence whether they are merging onto highways or cruising through traffic. Running costs stay low thanks to cheaper electricity compared to gas and fewer service needs over time, which helps the dollars work in your favor year after year. Hyundai's strong warranty coverage adds another layer of value, reducing long-term risk and making ownership more predictable. Overall, the Hyundai Ioniq 5 delivers range, charging speed, and value that make it a clear winner in 2026. And with this, we have reached the end of this video. Make sure to like it and subscribe the channel for future upcoming videos.